Check it out, guys. I got 90 bench cards. These are informational cards that show a little bit about each plant. So it's got a name, pictures, and a short description of what each plant should look like. Aside from this plant right here, which basically just says midsummer. So I will go through every single one of these cards, and not really, guys. I'm just gonna kind of go through, skim through, show you the pictures, show you the cards, and show you the additional cards and what all I got. So let's get right into this. And not really, guys. I'm just gonna kind of go through, skim through, show you the pictures, show you the cards, and show you the additional cards and what all I got. So let's get right into this. I tried my best to make these cards on plants that I'm going to have. Either I have a bunch that I grew myself, or I'm going to be getting in a bunch as far as ordering them in. So currently I don't really have any torch lilies for sale, or planted, I guess, but I'm going to order some of those in. And ironically, I don't have any patio peach trees. That was in the plan, but anyways, I mentioned that in the last video that I made. But let's get into some of these cards. So right on top, I've got a creeping phlox card. So some of these are very specific, and some of these are a little bit more broad. So creeping phlox, there's a whole bunch of different varieties, but there's pictures of multiple different colors. It says that it's full sun. It says the bloom time, sun requirement right there. And then the description, all of these descriptions are basically my own descriptions. I tried my best to Google the descriptions of plants that I wasn't really sure what to put. So like, and also I tried my best to get the height the best I could. So the gigantus grass, realistically, I would say it's not exactly 12 to 14 foot tall, but because I mean that guy right there with his hand up, that's probably around 7 foot. So I would say realistically 8 foot, but for the most part these descriptions are realistic and easily understandable in my opinion. So you can read some of these. I'm not going to read them all, like I said. I also want to tell you guys that, like, that right there is my dog Minnie. I try my best to include her in some of the videos, but that's my own picture there, obviously. And then that one right there is my own picture. I took 3 of these pictures here, so those are my own. That one's my own picture. Some of these are just like online pictures, because right now I only have like one type of Veronica, actually 2, but they're small and in the mount and on my mounds. And then you got a Java red Weigelia, so both of these are pictures of my mounds. This one right here is a picture of my smoke bush when it was younger, and then some that I took from online. Strawberries, I didn't really know exactly what to put, so I got that right here. So pretty much just gonna switch these out, show you guys some more. Alright, here's another set basically. So these are all different plants. Millennium alliums, I'm gonna have a bunch of those, but I tried my best to also make some that I'm gonna have other types of. So you might be able to see that this is only a Millennium allium, but right next to it I'm going to have some bubble bath alliums, and then Magic Carpet Spirea. I'm gonna have multiple types, but this is a tag for one of my more favorite types. Creeping Thyme, that's my own picture. Sedums, Salvia, 3 different types right there. Raspberries, Snow and Summer, that's my own picture, a little bit dark though. Hens and Chicks, one of those is my own picture. Garden Phlox, Russian Sage, really recommend Russian Sage. Here we got some slightly different cards. So this one right here, as you can see, says Smell Me. It's lemon time, and it's got some space for the price. Full sun, bloom time, and it tells people to break off a tiny piece. Hosta general info. You can make a tag for every single hosta, but there's so many that I just wanted to include a picture of a hosta garden and then some of the ones that I have. And I'm kind of sold out of the curly fries, but I'm hoping to get some more. Ostrich fern, Liatris, Mini, Dianthus Firelight Tidbit hydrangeas. In the last video I showed you guys those that I bought in. Crazy daisies, daylilies right here. This one also, I included my Instagram there, and then Instagram there. And then the biggest thing about this card is that I want people to look at my Instagram so then they can look at these daylilies, because I'm going to just have basic tags and finding the exact type is going to be difficult. So people are going to almost have to buy these when they're in bloom. Great hyacinth, and but coral bells right here. Shade plant blooms in July. That's pretty much another one that's like just a basic card. I got some trees and shrubs and flowers. This one's another broad one. I really like this card here. Clematis, butterfly milkweed, asparagus, ajuga. And then right here, all of these cards are different cards, so I can cut these in half. And that's just for like a section of plants. If I have a section of plants that's 20 bucks, I can put that there. You can use that right there to see my links, or if you have Google, you can just type that into Google, and then every single one of my links will pop up. So I've got like 3 different Instagrams and YouTube and 2 Facebooks, and then that one right there I got 2 of. So if I've got some people interested in crew necks, they can see the little plant character, and then hopefully I'll have some $8 plants below that. And then just another general info card, green velvet boxwood there, spirea, burning bush. I mean, if a person really wanted to, they could save so much time by just screenshotting every single one of these cards and then making them themselves, which I guess I wouldn't really feel too bad about. And if you're really interested, I could even send you the files, and then maybe even give me some money for them. I don't even know. But all these cards together, they were like 150 bucks, so pretty good as far as like the quality goes. Some of the pictures are a little bit dark, but they're a little bit glossy, super easy to read. The quality is pretty good. I mean, I think that these cards are almost better than any garden center that I've been to, I guess. But I also don't have benches, so I don't know how I'm going to fasten these to something. I was going to use clips at the top or sides, and then use like sticks or something like that, like paint stirrers basically. And then here's a bunch of like hydrangeas and stuff like that, a little bit more boring to look at. But that's basically it, guys. If you guys want the files or whatnot, if you guys are a garden center or something like that and you've got a lot of these plants, I might have the time to send you the files. But I'm pretty excited. It's going to help me a lot, because in the past I would literally be saying every single one of these descriptions to almost every person that stopped. So I'd be talking people's ears off and saying a lot of information multiple times in a row, and I'm hoping that this saves me a lot. And also, I want people to be able to buy plants or pick out their plants without me having to be talking to them, because as I get more established, I get more customers, and with more customers, that basically means that I can't talk to every single person who's picking out plants and plant shopping. And some people are honestly, they're shy, so they don't really want to ask you or talk to you about the plants. They might be curious, but you know, if they can get this information without having to talk, I think that'll help me make some sales. But I'll still, obviously, I know all this information. I basically, some of them, like I said, I looked up the information. I needed help with the description, so some of these I looked up like examples of, but most of these just kind of came from my mind or whatnot, just my own head. So that's pretty much why it doesn't, I mean, if you read these, they're not perfect. Some people even use AI to write theirs, but that's basically going to be it. Follow me on Facebook. That's Plant Daddy Express on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe.